You guys seem to really enjoy this new series on my channel called Prime Physiques Matchup, where obviously we compare bodybuilders at their peak performance. This episode is brought to you by none other than my good friend and fellow YouTuber Mark's Max Muscle. He is curious to know my take on this comparison, Prime Roelly Winklaar versus Prime Branch Warren. Branch was at his best at the 2009 Mr. Olympia, where he looked amazing. He beat Dexter Jackson's best ever physique that year, but fell short to arguably Jay Cutler's peak physique. What an awesome show was the 2009 Mr. Olympia. As for Roelly, his best year was definitely 2018, with both his Arnold Classic Australia and Mr. Olympia performances being worthy of being considered his best. But there is way better material in terms of pictures for the Olympia, so I went with the Olympia version for this episode. Front double biceps, and in spite of Roelly being called the Beast, he really looks like the beauty here against the Beast Branch Warren. In terms of shape and overall flow, Roelly is much better in that regard. Roelly also wins the guns obviously. However, every coin has two sides. Branch Warren is way superior in terms of muscle quality and conditioning. Also look at the wheels. Branch destroys Roelly downstairs in any way imaginable. Size, conditioning, separation and completeness. Based on this first pose, this will be difficult to judge, very difficult. Based on the overall flow, Roelly should be winning this pose, but next to Branch he looks like he's in the off season. Front lat spread, and again Roelly has the better shape, not as dominant as in the previous pose, but from this point of view, but still more dominant. Now, it should be mentioned that Branch benefits from way better lighting and tanning probably, but still the muscle quality, the muscle density he possesses is undeniable here, and again, what a lower body. The side chest, and we have to give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Roelly Winklaar owns this pose. He is so thick through those arms and shoulders that it almost makes his chest look small, which is not, believe me. Branch has a nice round and vascular chest, but he lacks muscle separation through the upper body. His superior conditioning is not so obvious as in the previous poses from the side, so I would say Roelly wins this one pretty easy. For those of you who would like this video to support the channel but just forgot, this is your chance. Smash the likes button, guys. Also, if you guys want to see Bonar vs Curry or Dexter vs Roden clashing at their prime, check the description. Back double biceps, and we're not dealing with the best backs in this video obviously. None of them was genetically gifted at this department. However, I can find several things where Branch dominates for him to win this pose. Obviously the lower body, not even a question, arguably the most complete one of all time. Also conditioning, Branch is crisp, whereas Roelly looks like he could dry up way more. Branch also has the superior lower back. All in all, Branch takes this pose. Rear lat spread, and this other back pose looks a bit closer between them. Roelly looks quite powerful in this one, especially in the upper half of the back, but still he gives up way too more on the other aspects as he doesn't dominate enough with shape and flow to compensate. Close, but I would go with Branch again. Side triceps, and it becomes obvious Roelly's got the side poses. I mean, he's got the best triceps in the history of the sport probably. In spite of his unconventional display, we can't go against Roelly in this one. Abs and thighs. Now, Roelly's got the abs and the upper body, but Branch has the thighs and the lower body. Now, Roelly doesn't have weak legs by any means, but they kinda look weak next to Branch, don't they? Anyway, I think that overall Roelly Winklaar is winning this pose. He's got an impressive taper and beautiful abs, unlike Branch, who looks blocky and doesn't have the prettiest ab development. The most muscular is a pose where I believe Roelly Winklaar is very underrated. Who would beat this most muscular of Roelly? Would Phil defeat him in this pose? I don't know, he matches Roelly's arms almost, but he's way narrower. Ronnie? Ronnie wasn't as 3D and full in this pose. Anyway, Branch definitely can't measure up to Roelly in this pose, that's for sure, in spite of the superior conditioning. When we draw the line, Roelly won the side poses and he also won the last two poses, the abs and thighs and the most muscular, pretty decisively. Branch won the back poses, and in the front poses, Roelly looks too smooth and washed out next to Branch. I mean, he definitely has the better flow and everything, but the conditioning difference is too obvious, especially in those poses. So I don't know who would win this one, guys. I would say Roelly Winklaar, but I'm afraid he would be exposed conditioning wise against Branch Warren. If you guys remember, the 2018 Mr. Olympia was Sean Rodens, who was probably as sharp as Branch that year. I would say Roelly would definitely beat Roden in more mandatories, but he ultimately fell short because of the conditioning. So I don't know, guys, Branch might beat Roelly here too. My final conclusion is Roelly Winklaar after all, but with a huge question mark. This one is really hard to judge, like I said in the beginning. Thanks but no thanks, Mark's Max Muscle, I should have said. I'm kidding, obviously. Make sure you let me know your opinion in the comment section. Also make sure you check out previous episodes in the description. Like and subscribe to support my work. Thank you.